gentlemen, start your engines.
Off of turn 4, we see 11 rows of 3. Helio Castroneves, it looked like he will move in front of the first row, and he will take the twin green flags as Helio Castroneves leads Tony Kanaan into turn number 1.
Helio Castroneves leads the first lap. It's only the 7th time in 500 history that the defending champion has led the opening circuit.
Gonna play some fuel, see what you can do.
By the 5th lap, Michael Andretti has moved up 5 spots to 8th. The final go-round at the Brickyard has begun well for Michael, but there are still plenty of laps yet to run.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Lap 9 now, and Billy Boat brings out the caution.
Just as Billy Boat was ready to make the first left-hand turn at the end of the 5/8 mile straightaway, all of a sudden a terrific burst of smoke came out of the rear engine of that automobile.
Much of the field pits.
Tires in fuel, tires in fuel. Go, 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 go.
And when the green flag flies on lap 14, it's Castroneves again at the point.
Helio Castroneves will lead the way. Robbie Gordon second, Dan Weldon third. Tora Takagi has moved up to 4th place as they hit that second turn.
But Sarah Fisher has trouble in turn 3.
Sarah Fisher went into turn 3 and spun, got it backwards and hit the wall. She went into turn 3 with her teammate Robbie Buell. Don't know if they touched or not.
Both Penske cars pit. In doing so, Castroneves relinquishes the lead.
4 tires and fuel will be the stop for Helio Castroneves. A great stop, he's down and away, 8.4 seconds.
When the race goes green again on lap 22, it's Scott Dixon now up front, with Ayrton Dare running second.
Let's give a +1 on fuel, +1.
So Michael Andretti has now moved into second place. Scott Dixon is your leader with 23 laps complete.
Lap 26 now, and Dare continues to run third. The young Brazilian started 33rd, but is having a great race. Lap 31, and the race sees a new leader.
Michael Andretti is the leader. He has just led his 400th lap career-wise at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Dixon pits. So too does Dare. And by lap 43, Andretti leads Tony Kanaan, but by just a tick. On lap 50, Michael Andretti makes his second stop of the day.
40 laps on this load of fuel. There was one caution that he was able probably to pick up some fuel mileage on. Michael Andretti comes in, gets 4 tires. They're filling the fuel. 11.7 seconds to stop for Michael Andretti.
Tony Kanaan has trouble with the fuel hose. It's an 18-second stop. With the pit stops, Thomas Scheckter leads. But Robbie Buell spins on cold tires exiting the pits.
Sit on this there, please. I want you to sit on this
It
there.
brings out the caution again, allowing the rest of the field to pit. Sam Hornish has trouble. So does Kenny Breck. He stalls exiting the pits. But Jill DeFerrin, Helio Castroneves, and leader Thomas Scheckter all take advantage of the Buell miscue with good stops.
Thomas Scheckter is in and out. Let's go to Adam Alexander.
11.8 second stop for Thomas Scheckter.
The race goes green on lap 61. 1 lap later, Richie Hearn and Jacques Lazier find trouble.
A quick reaction by Jacques Lazier as he gets on the brakes, and it simply spins the car sideways, and it looks like he has made contact. Richie Hearn, it looks like, was way out of the groove in 2.
The lap 66 restart sees Michael Andretti still up front. This time, the racing gets serious.
What you need on fuel to sit is what you need.
On the restart, Helio Castroneves trying to make the move down low on Michael Andretti.
Fuel position 2 if you can use it. Fuel position 2, but just keep an eye on your mirrors.
Scheckter catches Castroneves for second.
Now Schecter's going to make the move on Castroneves. He gets him down low into turn number 3. Thomas Scheckter takes second place.
The battle at the point is now an electric one. The sentimental favorite this year is undoubtedly Michael Andretti. But on lap 68, he relinquishes his lead.
Scheckter is on rails. He is only 3 car lengths behind right now. Michael Andretti, he has him in his sights down the straightaway.
Thomas Scheckter led 85 laps 1 year ago. He goes to the inside. They're side by side across the yard of brick. Scheckter makes the move in 1.
He will get the move made on the inside. So it's Scheckter right in front with Andretti running second, Castroneves third.
Castroneves catches Andretti as well. Michael may be slowing.
Team Penske all over Michael Andretti. Helio Castroneves takes the peak down low. He'll make the pass. Here comes Jill DeFerrin.
On lap 82, Gil de Ferran rockets his Toyota-powered G-Force around Andretti as well, and Michael now runs fourth. Thomas Scheckter continues to stretch his lead. The South African pilot led here a year ago before crashing, but today he intends to finish the job. Shinji Nakano pits on lap 87, but he clips a loose tire entering the pits, hitting a crewman. A reminder of the hazards of a career in IndyCar racing.
Somebody up against the outside wall.
It is Robbie McGee who is slow. He is still on the course, still in the groove, heading down to the backstretch.
Robbie McGee brushes the wall, but maintains control. An excellent save.
Michael Andretti's car down the front straightaway, guys, sounds horrible.
On lap 94, Michael Andretti enters the pits. The prognosis is terminal. He has led 28 laps today. His 426 career laps led is the most by any driver without a victory. One of the great Indianapolis 500 careers comes to a close. With the race nearing the halfway point, race leaders Thomas Scheckter and Helio Castroneves pit.
Helio with a clean pit stop. Helio had a clean pit stop.
The pit stops cause a rotation at the point. But on lap 104, Jimmy Vasser's machine is spraying, bringing out the fourth caution of the day.
Jimmy Vasser is being shown with an onboard fire. Jerry Baker, he's heading towards you. He is showing some fluid out of the rear of the car in one.
Just as he hit the apex, he's in the short chute, the 1/8 mile short chute.
I see smoke coming out of the back of the car. He is slow. He's still in the middle of the groove. We have a yellow.
When the race goes green again on lap 109, the battle at the point begins to intensify.
Green flag flies, and Thomas Scheckter leads Helio Castroneves into one.
He'll hang on to the lead, Mike, and he will be followed by Castroneves, de Ferran, Takagi, and that's the way they'll make their way into turn 2.
Tony Kanaan moves to fourth.
Tony Kanaan made an unbelievable move on the restart. He blew by about 3 or 4 cars, way out in front of Scheckter, then Castroneves, then de Ferran, but here comes Tony Kanaan.
Thomas Scheckter will lead the most laps today, and at the moment he tops Castroneves by the narrowest of margins. The top 10 cars are all turning laps at more than 221 miles an hour.
Helio Castroneves now is pulled within 3, maybe 4 car lengths in turn 1.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a battle, Mike, that's really going to be interesting to watch the rest of the way. Penske crew running 2 and 3 behind Scheckter in turn 2.
4 cars have pulled away. Out front, Thomas Scheckter, then Helio Castroneves, Gil de Ferran, and Tony Kanaan in fourth as they head down the backstretch.
Tony Kanaan appears to be pulling up on de Ferran lap by lap by lap. Helio Castroneves is pulled within about 7 car lengths of Thomas Scheckter as they enter the north end.
On lap 127, Ayrton Dare's crash brings out the 5th caution of the afternoon.
He came out, hits the outside of the outer wall in turn number 2. His car has come to a rest, heading down the backstretch.
The race goes green again on lap 134.
Green flag, green flag.
Thomas Scheckter begins to slip.
Gil de Ferran has moved to second place. He is trying to chase down his teammate Helio Castroneves. They're in turn number 2.
It's the 2 Penske cars out front. Helio Castroneves, the 2-time winner. Gil de Ferran has nearly won this race the last 2 years. They run 1-2 here at Indy.
And Scheckter has a car making a move on him. That's Tony Kanaan. Kanaan takes the high line through 3, makes the move around Scheckter, who are running in the short chute.
It is the 2 Penske machines, and Tony Kanaan, he has been solid all afternoon long. He's now in third, followed by Thomas Scheckter.
The racing now is fast and furious. The top 6 drivers are separated by just 1.6 seconds. Japan's Tora Takagi has been a factor all day. He runs 5th, primed for a shot at the win. Tony Rinna is there. So too is Alex Barron, who started back in 25th. By the 3/4 mark of the race, Castroneves' quest for a three-peat has become a distinct possibility. He leads de Ferran by just over half a second.
Helio Castroneves will cross the yard of bricks. He is 61 laps away from making motorsports history today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
On lap 166, Castroneves and de Ferran both pit. As pit stops cycle through, Helio leads, but is approaching slower traffic.
Lap traffic will now be a problem for the Penske machine.
De Ferran, running second, catches his teammate exiting turn 2. The result is a pass for the lead of the Indianapolis 500.
We just saw Helio Castroneves. There's a lot of momentum in turn 2. He got hung up behind the lap car of A.J. Foyt. The 4th, Gil de Ferran, dives underneath Castroneves and takes the lead, headed to 3.
On lap 172, the track goes yellow for a stalled Robbie Gordon.
And they're going to have to throw the caution because Robbie Gordon is about 5 or 6 feet away from a safety exit at the midway point of the short chute in the north end. He couldn't get it off the course.
The caution is short-lived, and 3 laps later, they're green again.
There's the green. Here they come. 25 laps to go.
Driving like a man thirsting for some cold milk, Gilles DeFerrin now leads the 500. Suddenly, Scott Sharp, running 8th, brushes the wall in turn 4. The damage to the Kelly racing machine seems minimal as Sharp continues on. But entering turn 1, his Delphi Futaba machine has second thoughts.
Sharp lost it right as he turned into turn 1, and he hit the wall, Mike, and I mean he hit it a ton.
With Sharp now sidelined, the field prepares for a final charge. Rookie Dan Weldon has run a fantastic race today, but as the laps wind down, Weldon gets a little too anxious.
Sam Hornish Jr. gets all the way down in the grass, back in the pack, is able to save it, tried to make the move around Weldon, couldn't get it done. Now Weldon spins and hits the wall of the short chute. Car gets upside down, rolls end over end, still rolling along the wall on the outside of turn 4.
Listen in to Race Control as Senior Vice President of Racing Operations Brian Barnhart warns the teams as the incident unfolds.
26, give the 4 room. I won't stand for it. You'll park it at that. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Turn 3. 6 is the leader. 6 is the leader. 6 is the leader. Pits are closed.
As the cars prepare for the final restart of the race, Scott Dixon, running 9th, veers suddenly out of control. The miscue costs him dearly. He will finish the race 17th.
Here they come with 194 laps now shown complete. Gilles DeFerrin is the leader as they move into turn number 1.
It's a 4-car breakaway. DeFerrin, Castro-Neves, then Kanan, then Schechter.
Only 7 laps remain in the 500. The Penske cars run 1-2 as Castro-Neves valiantly tries to chase down DeFerrin.
DeFerrin takes the line. He's down along the white line. Castro-Neves right behind him, and it's still about a 5-6 car length lead for DeFerrin.
Sam Hornish and his Pennzoil Chevrolet have run an outstanding race. But with 5 laps to go, Hornish's machine is smoking. The race stays green. Castro-Neves tries, but he cannot catch the speedy DeFerrin. In the 3rd closest finish in Indianapolis 500 history, Gilles DeFerrin gets the win.
Out of 4, 1 turn to go. It will be 3 straight for Roger Penske, but not 3 straight for Castro-Neves.
For the second time in 3 years, Team Penske goes 1-2. This time it's Gilles DeFerrin winning the 87th Indianapolis 500-mile race.
For car owner Roger Penske, the win is a record 13th at the Speedway. It's the 2nd time that his cars have finished both 1st and 2nd. The following night, before a nationwide audience, Gilles DeFerrin collects more than $1.3 million in winnings.
There's so many things going on. I was happy, in a lot of pain because my shoulders were cramping, but you know, I was just overwhelmed with emotion. I have to admit I did cry a little bit, but now it stopped.
For Gilles DeFerrin, life will never again be the same.
Memorial Day weekend, our next guest won his first Indianapolis 500 championship. Please welcome your 2003 winner, Gilles DeFerrin.
The adulations that follow the winner of the world's greatest automobile race are guaranteed. For this 35-year-old Brazilian, the win is something for which he has waited a lifetime.